Welcome to our QR video sequence. I am the owner here and one of the lead developers of this product. Hopefully we're going to teach you a little bit about building with a woody log building system. We appreciate you watching, and hopefully you're going to learn something about building your dream log cabin. The next piece that goes in, we've just installed a corner piece. So we start at the corner and then work around the building. The next piece that goes in is an inline piece. These are reversible. To make it easier, just start your lag screw. There's a pilot hole there to help you start it. You'll also notice another hole in there, and that hole, we're going to release the tension spring. Now remember, the compression spring, tension spring that we're using to make these logs stay tight all the time, we're going to release that in another operation. This piece goes in. Now we didn't fasten this. We're not going to fasten this, meaning this intersecting corner, but we are going to fasten it here. And our alignment point is the very edge of this inline top plate flushes out with the exact edge of the corner. So once Matt gets that in place, he can run that lag screw in. And you just want to take the time to make sure that flushes out on that end. What's going to happen once he gets that set, and as you're putting this in, make sure that this top plate sits inside of the slots. Make sure that doesn't wander, because that'll interfere with your closure board later on. Good. Good. So now we're set up to clamp this, and the cam action of this, our logs are a little bit open on top. So the cam action, by clamping that cam action together, just a simple 6-inch C-clamp, we're going to be able to use the cam action built into this patented part. We put this clamp about in the center, clamp this together, and as I tighten it, the cam action brings those 2x4s together, which pulls our logs together on top. Now once you get it tight, I started off here with about an 1/8-inch space. Right now I've pulled that together and the unit is dead tight with each other. Okay, so what I've done now is tightened up my top joints, my whole logs. Again, a simple way to do it, very ingenious. Our guys at our CNC plant actually designed this. Now also in this top piece, it's set up there to there's be a hole in there, a hole in the top piece. That's for wiring, because these logs are all drilled down from the top down about 12 inches. So let's say you wanted to put a sconce light or a smoke alarm or something, a speaker here. You can feed that from this hole here, goes into the hole here, and drill a cross hole across that log, and that'll get the electrician the ability to easily wire this building. And he can do it once the building's up. Doesn't have to do it during it. So I got this all clamped. I want to make sure that my top plate is aligned with the slots. We'll pull that down. And what happens is these big washers flush everything out on top. Again, just good and snug. Don't over tighten these. They might break in there, so just good and snug. Now, what you've also noticed is that these logs now, this plate has helped push those logs down. The last step in the operation is to release the tension springs. Again, there's a spring in there that's under tension, and I'm doing that with a washer and a screw. So if I release that screw, that tension spring wants to do this. It's actually, I guess, it would be a compression spring, because now it's trying to push this up. This won't move, so it allows the logs to go down. Now, the other thing is, and we tell you in the instructions, but do not put any screws in this log through this top plate. We're going to put some screws when we get over a door or a window, but not in a full log wall, because again, we want this log to move. It'll go up and down. We have slots in here that allow that closure to stay tight. So Matt will get down in there and release the drywall screw in there. So what we did now is just loaded this log. In other words, that compression spring opened up, we released it, and it is now putting downward pressure. The reality is you don't even have to pull a screw out of there. It can stay in there. It isn't going to do anything. We pull them out because we're kind of chintzy and we can reuse them elsewhere. So we got these three out. When we get down there, we'll pull that one out. We'll kind of put that in our pocket because the next piece that goes on, we're going to use those. So these three are all unloaded. We are now putting constant downward pressure on these logs. That keeps your joints tight. Remember, we didn't fasten these logs. We allowed them, what we call, to float in that opening. But by doing this, and our log lock at the bottom, we've locked the bottom together. With our top plate design, we've locked the top plate together. And these logs now have the ability to flex, if you will, or move up and down. So we'll remove the clamp, and we'll move down to the next, and we're all set. The only trick is make sure you fasten both ends, don't fasten the middle, because that's where you're going to tighten it up. So we'll be able to show you how tight these joints are, and that's what we want. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've been entertained a little bit. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about the woody log building system. The reality is anybody can do it. We've given you a little bit of a helping hand through our QR series and our initiative. If you have any further questions, contact us at the information listed.